Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Thanks for tuning in today. Hope everybody is doing well. So, we're back at it again with more games for Gaza from the itch.io bundle, Game for Gaza. And I think we're at something like 72, 73 games played out of 256. So, still got a ways to go, but we'll knock out a couple more today.
It's very impressive, though.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And joining me today for the first game is Lowen and Fizz.
Hello.
Hello.
Do either of you want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. I'm a physicist. I'm a brain in a jar. I stream sometimes. I took a little bit of a break, but I should be getting back to it very soon this month.
And I'm Lowen. I'm your local wafering messenger. I like to play indie games, story games, anything that can, start a good conversation. And thanks for having me here. I've really enjoyed the fact that you've been just going through all of these games. I think it's really cool.
Sorry, thank you. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate having you two here today to play our very first game. Are you all set to game it up?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. Okay, sounds good. We are going to be playing The Hieroglyphy of Saint Dago by Jesse Thrall. So, in the 13th century France, there lived a hound by the name of Guinefort. He was handsome and loyal and had all the other qualities that human beings think a good dog should possess, although you and I know that even those dogs without those so-called virtues are beloved by heaven and the most reasonable of humans.
Right, right.
Except of course for those
Mm-hmm.
class traders in the Paw Patrol.
Oh,
He was so trusted by master and mistress that, one day, they left their sleeping baby under his care while they went to attend to those mysteries that lie beyond the sphere of dog attention. A very large snake appeared, hoping to eat an entire baby. The quick-thinking Guinevere turned over the crib to shelter the infant, then laid into the snake. After a long and bloody fight, the snake was defeated. Good job, Guinevere. An excellent boy. Alas, when the parents returned to a bloody jog and an upended crib, they rushed to judgment. The master was a knight. He snatched up his sword and killed our dear hound Guinevere.
Oh, okay.
mm,
It was not long before they found the still living babe and quite dead snake. Tragedy, embarrassment. As penance for their crime against fine, brave Gunefal, they erected a shrine in his name. He became venerated as Saint Gunefal, a patron of infants. The church thought this was a bit of nonsense, that the veneration of Gunefar was a snare set by the devil, but they also acknowledged nearly 10 different heads of St. John the Baptist, all in different locales, so I don't think it necessarily wise to take their word on everything. Also, Don Bluth taught me that all dogs go to heaven.
true.
So, the game. The Hieroglyphy of Saint Dago is a storytelling game about animal saints, inspired by the story of Saint Gunefal. While Gunefal was never officially canonized, the play will roughly, follow a simplified, paved-over, thoroughly bungled pattern for the canonization of a saint during the High Middle Ages. The players will make their case for their chosen beast as saint and attempt to have it elevated to the status by the Pope. You will group narrate a short hieroglyphy for a very good girl or boy or whatever you please. You will need some six-sided dice, the more the better. Ideally, you'll get very carried away. I've already made quite a nice pile here, but more thanks to the power of tabletop sim.
Pile of power.
A species, a name. Choose an animal. Any animal will do, but it might help to choose one whose particular behaviors and habits you're familiar with. Give this animal a proper personal name so that we're not attempting to canonize a species entire. Saint Goat or Saint Ostrich has broad and shattering implications for the entire animal kingdom. Do we have any particular animals that we'd
Crab.
like?
Crab.
Sorry, sorry,
A crab.
crab. All right.
Crabs, all right. But well, what is her crab's name?
Yeah. What is our crab's name?
Chiltrees.
Shiltrees.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Saint Shiltrees the crab.
I
Vita.
like the way you spelled it. I like it better than what I was thinking of.
Oh, did you have a different way to spell it?
I like yours better.
Okay, all right. Your animal of choice has led a life. Any player may start describing it. Is it a life of ups and downs, twists and turns, perils and misadventure, or maybe just naps? Look, it's up to you. What's important is that the subject of your narration displays some virtue in response to the pressures or non pressures of life. Every time you describe a virtuous, saintly quality or action, you add 1d6 to the round's pool. And here's an example. Like good medieval dilettants, we all know the tale of the beaver from Philologus, whose genitals make excellent medicine. Knowing this, he bites them off and throws them at the feet of the hunter to save his own life. Gilbert, on learning the fact of his genitals' medicinal properties from wherever it is beavers learn about their downstairs area, actually sought out the haunts of men and offered his entire junk to the first person he saw. Such selflessness, such courage. Gilbert, the beaver who gave up his whole unit for the betterment of the world.
Aw.
Others may chime in as the spirit moves them. When you are done, it's the next player's turn. When everyone has a turn, roll every accumulated d6. So would anybody like to start? Lowen, would you like to start describing our
Oh.
crab's life?
Do I have a choice in this? This?
I mean, you always have a choice.
I would like to not go first if that's all right.
That is perfectly okay. Fizz, do you want to go first?
Sure.
All right.
Let's say Chiltrice was a pretty mild-mannered crab who would hang out around popular fishing areas where they would tend to cast nets for mass fishing.
Okay. Well then I will go next. I will say that Chiltrees once managed to cut through a rope that had snagged itself on a fisherman, and it was dragging him down to the depths. But Chiltrees saved them.
Good job, Chiltrice.
Hmm. Do we have a place of origin for Chiltrees?
Nope. Beyond just like just that they hang around near fishing nets, but not a place of origin yet.
All right.
So if you'd like to add that, feel free.
Yeah. I don't know where one generally finds crabs, but let's see. Do we have a type of crab in mind? We
I
just
don't.
Me neither.
let's see.
Do you have a favorite crab, Llewyn?
I don't know crabs at all. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I guess let's do a horseshoe crab.
A
So
horseshoe crab. All right.
yeah, yeah. Or are those even crabs technically?
Good enough for me. I don't know. It's the late medieval ages. Do we even know what a crab is?
You know what? That's very fair.
Google says they are not true crabs or crustaceans. They're most
Oh.
closely related to spiders, ticks, and scorpions.
Learn something every day.
Interesting. Well, Chiltrees can be an honorary crab
Exactly.
for all of their amazing contributions to humanity and others.
It sounds better than honorary tick.
Also, I since I described a saintly action, I'm gonna go ahead and add a dice.
But I guess adding on then, so Chiltrees once saved a fisherman drowning by cutting the rope that snared them, and because of this, maybe the horseshoe crabs were then recognized as honorary crabs, and no longer as pugs.
I remember going to the beach and like, flipping the horseshoe crabs back over. Half the time they weren't alive anymore, but the ones that we did flip over made it back to the water.
I've never seen one in the wild.
They're weird.
I can imagine.
I've pet one at an aquarium, but that's about it.
That does
It's
remind me. Oh, sorry, Fizz, go for it.
It's like imagine a turtle, but more crab-like.
That sounds freaky as hell.
It is.
I didn't. That reminds me of a story that I thought was kind of nice, where it's like one day an old man is going for a walk on the beach, and there's this young man who's picking up crabs one by one and throwing them back into the ocean, and the old man goes, "Why are you bothering with that? It's not going to make a difference to them, or it's not going to make a difference." And then the young man replies, "It made a difference to that one."
It's all about the little things.
Katarja says, "Do y'all know about horseshoe crab blood?"
Ooh, I do.
Okay, all right, Fizz, you want to elucidate us?
Upon exposure to the air, it turns blue.
Ooh. Speaking of that, do you have any? Do you want to fill out? Do you want to fill out more of this crab's life, Fizz?
Sure. So, because of the relatively safe conditions around the grateful fishermen, Sheltrice would even go so far as to cut the nets whenever there was a scheming dolphin intentionally getting caught, so they could snack on the bounty before they get thrown back. So he would, Sheltrice would cut the net to get the dolphin out. I just like thinking of like dolphins realizing, ooh, this is a big gathering of fish that I didn't have to find myself. That's worth getting in the net and getting thrown back.
Cat,
Right.
sorry, Luan, go for it.
Oh, no, I just was agreeing.
Oh. Cat was just saying, I was thinking about the fact it's used in medical testing. Very saintly. This is true.
Oh, it is.
Crabs giving up their body for science. Well,
Horseshoe crabs are valuable because their blood can be manufactured into limulus amebocyte lysate that is used to detect pathogens in indispensable medicines such as antibiotics. Neat.
cool. Yeah, we'll do 2 each. It says that when everybody's had a turn, but we'll do this twice, I guess. Give everybody a chance to do 2 things. Loen, did you have anything to add to our crab?
I think it was your turn after Fizz, wasn't it?
It is. So I will say, I will say that Shiltrees once offered a local alchemist use of their blood to produce life-saving potion.
All right.
How do you think they did that?
They have.
God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, fair enough.
Loen?
Let's see. I want to see. Can they regrow? I know normal crabs can like regrow limbs, but I don't think they can. No.
No.
All right.
No unlimited crab legs for everybody.
I will say when Shiltrees was growing up, they would donate their molted skin to the research as well.
Google tells me that horseshoe crabs may be able to regenerate lost legs or tails.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's how they donated the blood.
Maybe. All right, so I think everybody's had a chance to describe 2 parts of the crab.
Mm-hmm.
When everybody's had a turn, roll every accumulated d6. It's a simple pass-fail roll. 1 to 3 is a failure, 4 to 6 is a success. Failures are discarded, successes from the canonization pool. Alright, here we go. Two failures. 3 failures, 2 successes. So we got 2 dice in the canonization pool. Miraculum. You have described the life and virtues of your friendly and beatific beast, be they hound or bird or nihilus. It is now time to narrate the miracles that prove they are most blessed, those acts that stretch the boundaries of the natural and rend the veil between the physical world and the next. Each player has a turn narrating a miracle or miracles of Saint Animal. For every miraculous act, roll 3d6. If any of these dice are a success, then the miracle was declared valid after investigation by the Department of the Vatican for investigation of the miracles of alleged saints that are also alleged animals. Any failures are discarded, and any successes moved to the canonization pool. The blessed Gilibert woke in the morning after his great sacrifice to find that his whole zone was restored to its prior state. Indeed, he found that he could remove his genitals and they would regrow again over and over indefinitely, even unto the end of his days. Gilibert had become a fount of infinite beaver genitalia, a boon to the health of all now living, and the wealth of those practitioners of leechcraft that trailed behind them.
I like that they referred to that as his whole zone.
Yeah. At least 2 validated miracles must be performed after the death of our dear departed potential Saint X. Alright. It's time for miracles. Does anybody want to start with a miracle?
I'm not totally sure how that goes.
Just any kind of like miraculous thing that Shiltrees did beyond just like beyond just like cutting ropes, just like something like like that you could like have a hard time believing it if it really happened. Like something that the only possible explanation is a miracle.
Let's say one day pirates had come to the area, and as if by miraculous design, their boats took on water before they could get in range of any innocents, and they were swiftly apprehended. Upon inspection, there appeared to be many long, thin punctures in key spots on their boats, as if by the tail of a horseshoe crab.
All right, it's time to see. It's time to investigate this miracle. The miracle is valid.
Yay!
Let's see. Why don't we continue on? I'm gonna just basically pull from. I'm just gonna pull from the example and say that one day, the alchemists needed to create a life-saving elixir for the patients of the town, using Shiltrees' blood, which Shiltrees did not have nearly enough blood in their tiny horseshoe crab body to supply this alchemist with all of the ingredients that they needed. But nevertheless, they were able to donate blood for the entire day, several times that of their own their own body weight,
This would be a
saving many
crab.
lives. Okay. Too lazy to write the whole thing out. Is this a miracle? It is a miracle.
It's also a metal album now.
Oh wow, both succeeded.
All right, Loen. Please describe for us a miracle.
All right. So one day, Shiltrees was exploring an underwater cavern when they found a diver that had gotten stuck inside and was no longer able to find their way out.
Yeah.
And oh, sorry, this car alarm going off.
I can't even hear it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's fine.
okay. But yeah, they were no longer able to find their way out, and Shiltrees, knowing the way out, had filled with too much water for the person to be able to exit out. Started to dig at the walls and somehow made a new tunnel that was big enough for the person to escape from.
Miraculously, a tunnel larger than a crab.
Exactly.
Just imagine the horseshoe crab rotating like a drill. Like shell first.
All right. Is this a miracle? It is a miracle. It's valid.
Yay! Shiltrees rules!
And clone this one. All right, so we got 5 canonization dice. Finally, it is time to take our final pool and roll it all the dice, each and every one. Because numerology, you need 7 successes to canonize the doggo, or Cato, or Ratto, Beavero, Enio. Feel free to present your case to a nebulous medieval pope before you roll, or a specific medieval pope. Some of those guys. Gosh, real hot messes. Not exactly saints. At least not on the level of the Venerable Guinevere or the Junk Martyr Gilbert.
Didn't we create a knight who would become pope when we talked about the cursed sword?
Probably. You wanna make the case to him?
Yeah. Gosh, what was her name?
I don't remember. That was a month ago. Actually, it was the beginning of... Yeah, it was like...
Oh, I think they were just Lionheart.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fun fact, we don't even have 7 successes.
Oh.
I probably should have read ahead. So
Oops.
unfortunately, Shiltrees is forever doomed to not be remembered as a saint.
make-
2 successes.
Just makes them cooler.
Yeah, that's true. That's a rebel saint.
Yeah.
Hard to become a saint. It is. I definitely kind of wish that I'd read that far ahead, because basically playing this game as is, you would get like for 3 of us, we'd get a maximum of 6.
Right.
But that's okay. How did y'all think of? Well, even though we didn't make a canonized saint, how did y'all think of this game?
I think
Really-
it's a... Oh,
Okay.
go ahead.
I'm really happy for Shiltrees and all their good works, and I hope the Pope cedes every time that we ignore their divine declaration that Shiltrees is not a pope and call him a pope. Call him a saint
Yeah,
anyway.
Shiltrees the Pope.
Yeah, Pope Shiltrees. Why not?
Fuck becoming a saint. Shiltrees is the Pope now.
And forever on, instead of the pointy Pope hat. You just wear horseshoe crab shell.
Hell yeah. Sorry, Loen, any thoughts on
No,
the
I was
game?
just gonna say, it's like, I think it's really nice to have, like, these tabletop games that could just be done pretty quickly in a single session. Like, this one here is only, if you were to, like, play it in full with a bigger group, it would still only take you, like, an hour, and it seems like pretty fun activity.
Hmm.
True.
A lot of the games in this bundle are very like pick up and play, and I appreciate that. It's fun to have games that are like not the size of like something like D&D where there's so much prep involved. You can just kind of
Yeah.
like improv something right away.
Just a quick good time where you don't have to worry about, okay, when can we meet up next week?
We've got to continue our thing because we didn't get nearly as far as we did in this first session.
Right.
But yeah. Hope you two had fun with that one. And
Dude, it was cool.
yeah, I did too. It's fun. It's definitely like a very like kind of. The examples lead me to believe it's meant to be like kind of. You can get kind of comedic with it. Although honestly, I don't like. There's nothing really in the rules that says it has to be comedic. You could take it any way you want. So, this just really depends on the table that you play it at.
About to get serious with our saints.
Mm-hmm. Saintly, very serious business. These saints.
Don't let the Pope down.
Yeah. Just trying to think what our time is. I don't know that we have enough time to go through another one, but yeah. So nice. Good dog. Good doggos. Good crabs. Good crabos. All
I like the
animals,
history of it, of how it came about, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a neat little thing. Hello, Silvaria. Yes, this is for these streams I put on HoloLive remixes. I think this one is the Bossa Nova and Jazz remix. So it's just a bunch of like HoloLive tunes, but redone.
Very
Hello,
cultured.
Aralea.
Hi, Silvaria. Hi, Aralea.
All right. I think we're just about ready to move on to the Goblin one. You two are welcome to join us for that one, because like this one, there's really no setup involved.
I'm doing my best, but I'm getting lightheaded. I think that'll be it for me.
Yeah, and I work
Understandable.
9 hours, so I want to go
Ooh.
sleep.
Good call. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining, you two.
Yeah, thanks for including me in this.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely take a look at the spreadsheet on the Discord, and if there's any other games that you want to join in, feel free. There are... I still haven't even finished putting all the games on. I kind of stopped. But there are games to play, so if any other ones sound interesting, please feel free to sign up for them.
All right.
Gotcha.
All right, we'll go ahead and take a little bit to get our next group of players in, but thanks again to Loen and Fizz for joining us, and we'll just take a quick break to set up, but I hope you two have a great night.
Yeah,
You
thank
too.
you. All right. Good night.
Okay, good night. Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. How are you doing today? That's great. I don't know why I asked. I don't know why I asked as if... Anyway, let's try this again. Welcome back, everybody. Today, now we're playing a different game called Fuck You, I'm a Goblin. And joining us for this one today is Aralea and Nash.
Hi.
Hello.
Do either of you want to introduce yourselves?
Nightbot doesn't seem to want to introduce me, so...
Damn. Try that again. Much better. There you go.
Oh, Risk of Rain, nice. Well, I can start first if introducing. Hi everyone, I'm Ereleia Sephiria, and I'm a variety VTuber that's been playing like a lot of RPGs lately, so that's probably what you will see if you're in coming B.
Yeah, I saw you're playing Poker Rogue, which sounds very interesting.
Everybody in your chat already knows me, but I'm Nash OK. I do a lot of horror and other stuff, and computer finally working again, so... DPE, I can actually stream.
Yeah. Super excited now that you've got your PC problems all fixed, and streams are back on the menu for you just in time too, because there's a game coming out this week that you're gonna play.
Mediocrity is back on the menu.
Okay. Better than what I offer everybody. All right. Are you two prepared to become goblins?
Yes.
Born ready.
All right. Wonderful. Let me go ahead and describe the rules for everybody then. Fuck you, I'm a goblin. You are the workers of Dungeon Mart. You're also not getting paid nearly enough for all the nonsense you put up with. It's time to create a little chaos and disrupt the business as usual. Character creation. Choose a goblin look. Crusty, sleek, spindly, grimy, adorable, furry, or toothy. So go ahead and choose a goblin look. You both of you.
You may go first.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna pick let's see. I'm just gonna pick an adorable one.
Alright, I'll go Toothy.
Okay. So Nash is toothy and Aralea is adorable. And now choose your department. Point of sale, stockroom, home, magical appliances, humans, elves, other species, shoes, armors, weapons, or wands and staffs.
I'm gonna pick the magical one.
Magical appliances?
Yep.
Sounds
I'll
good.
go Elves.
Elves, okay. Choose a number 2 to 5. A high number means you are good at chaos, while a low number means you are good at ass kissing. Chaos is needed for violence, talking back, and otherwise being a nuisance. Ass kissing is needed for de-escalation, communication, and otherwise putting others at ease. Designing the store. As a group, decide what your store is like. Choose 2 adjectives: cramped, spacious, outdated, trendy, busy, or desolate. Why don't you choose an adjective each?
Maybe we can pick one and the other one pick. And Nats can pick another one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let's just pick. Let's just pick Bossy for one.
Busy? Okay.
Yeah, Bossy.
I'll do Desolate. Speaking opposites.
Yeah, that's more funny. Yeah.
Busy but also desolate. Spooky. Also, choose a quirk about your store. Hidden department, perpetually clogged toilet, carnivorous mannequins, somehow open 366 days a year, 25 hours a day, you got it. 25 hours a day, 8 months,
Nope.
8 days a week.
Nope.
Food court
There you are.
or blood sacrifice accepted as payment.
It's not that the usual anyway.
Let's do the mannequins.
Yeah, that's
Mannequins?
more fun, yeah.
Okay, carnivorous mannequins. So, playing the game. When you do something risky or with an uncertain outcome, roll 1d6 normal square dice. Roll an additional 1d6 if you are prepared, an expert, or both. The maximum number of dice you can roll is 3d6, if you are both an expert and prepared. The GM will help determine how many dice you roll based on the situation. Compare the dice results against your character number. If you are using Chaos, you want at least one of the dice to roll to be below your number. If you are using Ass Kissing, you want at least one of the dice rolled to be above your number. If no dice, shit hits the fan. The GM will describe how things have gone bad. If one die, you scrape by. The GM will throw a wrench in your success. If 2 dice, you did it. Nice. If 3 dice, you aced it. The GM will tell you some additional good thing that happens. If you get your number exactly, you've caused chaos while ass kissing, and you gain special insight and counts as a success. Ask a question of the GM that your character would otherwise not know. So let me start jotting things down. Did you two decide on a number?
I think I'm gonna pick 4.
Okay, Nash.
I'll do 2.
2. All right.
Balance it out.
Don't ask why I'm spelling so terribly. Alright, help. When you help someone who is rolling, describe how you're helping. They get to roll an additional 1d6. GM, create a retail nightmare. Roll 1d6 or choose on the table below. Let us roll. I did this wrong. I don't touch tabletop sim for a month and this happened. Alright, let us roll for some problems. The problem 2. A child has been enlarged and now a child has gained the knowledge of the universe. Oh, okay. We can decide whether this is the same child or 2 different children. GM, running the game. Play to find out how this ragtag group of goblins says "fuck you" to the system. Start off with some more mundane and drop hints about the impending retail nightmare. You don't have to have it all figured out beforehand. The point of laser and feeling hacks is that they are intended to be picked up and played without any preparation. You've got your retail nightmare, now foretell that we're coming to you. Alright. So, it's another day at your lovely Dungeon Mart job that you love because we're like a family here.
Oh no.
And much like families, you get blamed for all the issues that happen here.
Mhm.
So, the day begins like any other, until at some point you are both called in over the magical radios to report to customer service because there's a problem and you two have to fix it. So you both meet up at customer service and your supervisor goes, yeah, I need you to go and mop up this one aisle because someone spilled some potions while combing through the magical appliances aisle, and I'm paid too much to clean it up, so it's your job now. So they hand each of you a mop. You get 1 bucket between you, and they tell you to get to work. So what do
Just a
you
bucket.
and a mop? You get 2 mops. You don't even have to share the mops. Look how nice we are here.
Yep.
So what would you
really
like to
nice.
do?
What would you like to do? Since we're on the magical appliances part, and taking the specific that we are able to use the mobs, I wanna look for something like, let's just think of fucking magical Roomba or something to do the job for me. I wanna look to see if we have one of those to clean them.
You want to
And
see if you have
assuming-
like an enchanted broom that'll do the work
Yep.
for you?
Yep. Taking the specific that I able to do it myself actually.
Sure. So mopping all that shit by yourself is dumb as hell because I mean we sell magical brooms. Surely no one's going to miss 1 or 2 of them. So you wander over to the magical appliances aisle, and you see the brooms that you're looking for, but because your supervisor has told you that shoplifting is on the rise, we are in a major shoplifting crime spree. The brooms have been locked behind a glass cabinet. So what would you like to do? How would you like to get these brooms out?
Let's see.
Couldn't we just get whoever's in charge of the department to unlock it?
Sure. You want to go find him?
Sure.
Yep, we can try to find them.
All right. You try to find the supervisor for the department.
Oi, Benny! We need you over here!
You wander around, and eventually you find him a couple aisles over, staring at the wall.
What a mood, yeah.
What a mood, indeed. And with a little bit of like yelling, you're able to wake him up and get him to talk to you. Like, oh, what do you want? What do you want? What is it?
Need you to unlock the magical brooms over here.
Magical brooms? Why? Someone want to buy one?
No, he's gotta use it.
Use it? We can't use the things. We're selling them.
Nobody would notice if we use them for a bit.
Exactly.
Do you want to try and to ask us up to this guy? Or do you want to chaos him? Do you want to go chaos the cabinet? Because he's like, I don't know, guys. There's my ass on the line if they see you using one of these brooms. They're meant for customers to purchase, not
Would
for
we be
goblins
like
to
family?
use. We are like family, which means we don't, in fact, get to use the cool thing. That's what being a family's all about, you see.
Can ask Kiss.
All right, you want to try and ask us up to Benny here?
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna say?
Listen, Benny. If something wrong happens, we can just blame it on some adventurers as usual. You know how they are. Thinking that they own the place. Thinking that they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, I suppose. All right. Well, hang on. Let me consider this a little bit. All right. So you are ass kissing. You want one of the dice to be above your number. It is. You rolled a 4. He's all right, all right. No one ever buys these things anyway. I'll go unlock it. So he goes back to the aisle, unlocks the cabinet, and hands you one of them, and just says, if someone asks where you got this from, tell them the people in the back gave you one of them. I don't want to hear anything about it.
You're the best, Benny.
Yeah, now go
Thank you.
go use whatever you need it to use this for. Alright, anything else you'd like to do?
Anything else that we can do here? Mm, no, I think we got what we wanted, so we should
Just head over to the spill and use the broom to clean it up.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. So you wander a couple aisles over to where you see a big mass of broken bottles and shifting liquid colors on the floor. You know that like the stuff that we sell here, you probably shouldn't touch it. You never know with these kinds of potions. They could have like toxic food coloring in them. So you place down the bucket, you activate the magical broom, and it starts to clean it all up for you. While it's cleaning up, you notice you hear sounds that are like just really, really heavy footsteps coming from a couple aisles over, and like they're really, like it sounds like someone's running, but it sounds like they're about 8 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
I could like to see what is causing these steps. What is causing the noise?
Sure thing. So you leave the broom to clean it up. It'll do it. It's fine.
Yep, they will do it. It's fine.
So you wander over a couple aisles over, and you see
I swear if the ogres are back again.
you see something that looks far too smooth to be an ogre. It turns out it is in fact a human child who is now mysteriously 8 feet tall.
Oh, come on.
What is the child doing?
What is the child doing? The child is still doing child things, so it's currently running around in the aisle, just kind of running up and down them. Like kind of yelling a bit. But because it's 8 feet tall, it makes these big, like, giant, sound terrifying growls. That's what people who are 8 feet tall do. But yeah, so that child must have accidentally. Child is probably the one that knocked over all these potion bottles and gotten hit by the elixir of the Colossus. And now is causing problems in this aisle. What would you like to do?
What would I like to do? Don't we actually have to stop this child? Is it on our...
I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. But if you don't stop this child from causing a mess, you're going to be the ones who have to clean it up. So.
Let's see. We can just go look at the potion department and see if we can find a potion to make the key smaller.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you wander back into the potion aisle, and the magical mop is basically almost done, so it's pretty safe to walk around the aisle. You're not going to accidentally like absorb any weird potions, or worse, slip and fall. So you're able to kind of look around to see where the like shrink potions are, or like the reduce like the remove enchantment potions. Unfortunately, the remove enchantment potions are all out because it turns out that like everybody fell for like some enchantment fad a couple weeks ago, and now they're all regretting it, and so they've cleaned you out of the remove enchantment potions. And there was one more shrink potion, but someone has just picked it up, and they are heading over to the cashier to pay for it.
We can chaos this one if you want. Just knock
Yeah.
him out.
If you'd like to.
Yep, let's knock them out.
All right. I assume Aralea is doing this.
Let's try it.
Are you walking up to them and using your adorable looks to lower their guard before hitting them with
Yep.
the right hook to the face? Okay, wonderful.
I still have another room to use it.
All right, let's see if you do this. You have to get below the number. Yeah. I also just realized I should have been doing success stuff, but I haven't
Yeah,
been.
that's fine.
Oops. We'll start by doing here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you are prepared, an expert, or both, and then someone else can also help you, but you have to describe how you're helping them. So, if there's anything you'd like to do to make this more than just like a 1 dice roll, let me know.
I see. Well, what's the plan then?
The plan. You could try to come and try to trip them just in case I don't like it. In case I'm not able to smack them.
All right.
Just come to front, shot them from behind instead.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so your Nash is gonna attack them from the back,
Yep.
and then Aralea will attack from the front. All right.
One's two swift bonks.
Yep.
All right. So I guess Aralea is the one taking the lead here, so we'll go with Aralea's number, which is 4. So we need to roll below 4 when we're doing some chaos. 1 success.
Nice. That is 1 success, so 1 die.
So you scrape by. The GM will throw a wrench in your success.
Hmm.
You knocked out this person as they were going to the cashier, but then you hear the 8-foot child let out a scream behind you, because it turns out that the person that you knocked unconscious was actually their parent, who was buying the shrink potion to revert them back to their original size. And now that kid is very upset. But you have the shrink potion.
They have the shrink potion. Well, you could give it the shrink potion and do some ass kissing, not kicking, and
We can tell them that it's like a
could convince
like
them
a
to
candy
stop.
pot or something.
Yeah, some candy.
Yep. Here you have some candy kid.
All right, so you grab a thing of candy off of the aisle, and then entice the kid to drink it. So you're gonna try and ass kiss the child.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you unprepared, an expert? Are you helping each other?
Let's see. I guess I could help you just be carrying a bit more candy just to after they drink the pot. After they drink the pot, they will get the candy to you, like extra candy or something.
Yeah, the extra candy, sure.
Just carrying around extra candy. All right. All right. So we need to roll above Nash's ass kissing number.
Easy peasy. Come on.
There's no way this can fail.
Yeah, that was
Every
a
kid
5.
loves candy.
Yeah, this is true. Two successes. You did it. Nice.
Nice.
You
Here,
managed
kid,
to go for it.
Here, kid. Take one of these, and don't worry.
Trust me,
Daddy
I'm
over
afraid.
here is gonna be just fine, and just for you, we got all of this candy, just for you. So stop crying, huh? But hey, remember to brush your teeth, or else. And then I just flash my toothy smile. You don't want to end up like me, kid.
Nice. All right. So You've managed to shrink the child back down to a normal size. The the guy will wake up again at some point, probably. I don't know. You didn't hit him that hard, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna be okay, probably.
Probably. So, you have successfully gotten rid of the child. You cleaned up the mess.
Yay.
But then a portal is torn open in the aisle, and out floats another child. Because it turns out that it was not just one child who got covered in potions, but two. And this child had 1 million potions of intellect dumped on them, and now they understand. They have all the knowledge in the universe, and they're just kind of floating around like Dr. Manhattan in the aisle. But they're also a child, so they're just kind of like snapping things out of existence.
Baby
Like there's
Manhattan.
another child down the hall that's crying because they're scared of the portal. That child just kind of snapped and disintegrated the other child.
Nothing of value is lost. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to do about this child that has gained all knowledge in the universe?
What we could like to do with this child? What we can even do with the child?
I don't know.
I mean, we could use some chaos, unpredictable.
we can cause it. We can see if he can cause some chaos or something.
But sure thing.
What's
What would you like?
knowledge to being unpredictable?
Sounds good. So, what would you like to do?
Seeing how the child is just destroying, like disintegrating around everything.
Yeah.
We could just try
Just-
to like send him towards our boss or something.
Disintegrate yourself.
Yeah.
Okay,
Disintegrate
so
yourself now.
find a way to
Nothing
like
bad.
reflect the child's disintegration beams or something.
Maybe.
Do you want to give that a try, or is there a different idea that you want to go for?
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, we can try that. Yeah. Let's try that. Let's go with it. Yeah.
You good with that one, Nash?
Yep.
Sure. All right. So you know that you're in the armor department. They just received a fancy new shipment of mirror shields that will reflect any kind of spell cast upon it back at the attacker.
Alright.
The issue is now, the portal has torn a gigantic void into the middle of the store, and you must find a way to navigate across uneven and floating terrain, and
That adds
also
to its charm.
and also a store filled with pockets of panicking customers who did not really expect this to happen to them today, who are attempting to stampede around you to get out of the store. What would you like to do?
I could like to jump over the customers and just walk over them, basically. Just keep jumping over their heads to head to where I want to go.
Okay, so like use your chaos
Yeah,
to
like-
scale the top of the shelves
Yeah,
and then
basically.
and like platform around.
Yep.
All right. Are you an expert at this? Have you prepared to climb these shelves your entire life?
Yes.
Yes to both.
Yes.
Okay. You've been waiting for a chance to climb these shelves since you started working here. You've been like, oh man, these would be great. I've been studying every single kind of climbing
Every
technique.
size of shelf. I've been
Uh,
playing Mario all my life.
This is just like Bob on Battlefield. I'm an expert. So you're gonna go ahead and do that. And we are causing chaos, so we need to get, what is it, a number
Less than 4, I think.
below your number. So you get
Yep.
1 success, because it's 4, 5, 2.
Ooh.
And you have a 2. So you manage to climb to the top of the shelf,
Mhm.
but you knock down one of the nearby shelves, which turns out it had another row of potions on it, and those begin to just like rain down on top of Nash's head.
What happens to Nash?
A bunch of magical effects in quick succession, overwritten by each other.
There goes my retirement.
So Nash, what would you like to do?
I guess just wait for whatever the final outcome will be.
You're gonna wait and see what the final one is?
Yes.
Alright. I'm lazy, so we're gonna say that on a 1 to 3, you turn into a gaseous form. On a 4 to 5, you are permanently strobing between RGB colors. You are now in gaseous form, so you can float around. You can't really interact with anything, but also you can't really be hurt anymore.
My wife's cooking.
So, Aralea is on top of the shelf.
Mhm.
Nash is now a cloud. You can fly around as a cloud. But so you can make it to the armor aisle to try and find one of those shields. If you like, if that's where you'd like to go next.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Through expert platform mastery, Aralea manages to basically backwards long jump to to the armor aisle, and Nash just kind of floats there because I mean, cloud, you can do whatever you want. And you manage to find a box containing the mirror shield. What would you like to do now?
Since it's a wallet box, I'm just gonna strap all of the shields on me, basically. You'd make like an armor out of them.
Make an armor out of the
Yeah.
the mirror shields.
Yeah, like a strap one in my arm, another one in my chest, that's it. Like,
Sounds
just strap
good.
them everywhere.
So you basically, you can basically, the shields are about as big as your torso. So you can basically strap one to the front of your torso and one to the back.
Another one to like a torch.
And then you could maybe stick one on the top of your head. Maybe if you use enough duct tape. But you're decently well kitted out. You can probably deflect most blasts aimed at you now.
Mhm.
So let's see here. So with that well in hand, do you go back to confront the child?
Yeah, I could like to go back.
All right. So you head back to the center of the void where the child is busy like picking up people, disintegrating people, letting magical objects loose in the store. Basically the whole thing is chaos. And the child turns to face you and prepares a disintegration ray.
All right.
What would you like to do?
I can go right in front, and my fellow goblin here can go behind me, so it will pass right through me.
Yep. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. You tricking the child into
Yeah.
firing a ray at the cloud,
At the cloud, yep, and it's
but
just
then
gonna go
it'll
through.
get deflected. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the child raises a finger and a beam shoots out at the cloud. Does not disintegrate the cloud, passes right through, and deflects off of one of the mirror shields you've strapped to your body, and hits the child. And the child is momentarily, like screams and like recoils in fear, but they're still standing. But this has given you an opportunity to get close and do something else if you think you can to put an end to this.
Can we even try to like put the child back into the void?
Sure.
We can try to like see if we can
Just
use
kick the
fucking
child
running-
back into
use
the
running.
kick the child
bite
back
the
into the
child.
magical portal. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Is that what you'd like to do then?
Yep, I can like
Yeah.
try.
All right. Nash, are you going to assist in this plan?
I don't have
I
a
don't
physical
think-
body currently.
This is true, you don't. Well, it's all up to Aralea then.
Yep, let's see.
All right. So you got to roll a 3 or lower.
Mhm.
Here we go. Yay! You did it.
Yay, nice.
Yay.
Let's see. How can we do this? You managed to kick the child back through the void.
Move your fucking child.
But unfortunately, when you kicked, your shoe came off, and now you forever lost one of your favorite shoes to the
Oh,
unknowable
no.
eldritch horrors that lurk beyond the veil.
Worst day of the year.
But you did it. You've saved the store. I'm sure
Yeah.
everybody
Those
will
shoes
be.
were ugly on you anyway. Don't worry.
I'm sure everybody will be really happy and treat you like heroes and not immediately get you to start cleaning everything up.
For sure, obviously. They won't try that.
But yeah, I think that is the end of this session. What did you two think about it?
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. It's pretty short and pretty easy to start it with, and you can just go anywhere with this pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah, it depends on like your tablet pretty much, yeah. On where you wanna go with.
Yeah, very, very free form, and
Yep.
which is very nice. Nash, any additional thoughts on it?
Nope, it was just really fun.
Nice. I'm glad you had fun. Well, thank you two so much for joining for this one.
Thank you too.
Yeah, we're just rotating through like a ton of people here. I don't know why I planned it this way, but it does mean I get an opportunity to hang out with a bunch of cool people, so I'm gonna take it. So thank you to again, Aralea and Nash for joining us. I forgot to ask Fizz and Lowen about this, but any special projects or anything that you'd like everybody to be aware of before we go?
Any special
I don't know, something about. Ooh, go ahead.
You can go first, maybe.
I don't know, something about a buddy, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I'm not fully certain, but just thinking of something, yeah.
Okay. But basically, just we'll see you over there on your own Twitch channel.
Mhm.
Sounds good, and I definitely cannot wait to hear more about this bunny. I'm sure we will
Bunny's
hear
very
about
cute, yep.
this bunny in due time. So thank you two so much for joining, and thank you two for being excellent goblins. We'll go ahead and get on to our final game here after a little bit of setup.
Excellent goblinas.
Mhm.
Best goblins I've ever known, except for all the other goblins whom I know, like the goblin VTubers.
La
Those are good
goblina.
goblins too. Okay, thank you two so much, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
welcome back, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. We've got the last game of the night, and joining us for this one today is Katarsha.
Hey,
How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Well, are you prepared to do some tragic role playing on the ice?
Oh, I love the ice, TM. Oh, wait. Raid. Squishy Ren. Hello, hello.
Oh my god, Squishy Ren, Raid. I'm unprepared for this. Give me a minute. There's some Aquarius. Ooh. I have never heard of Aquarius, but I hope you had a great time with it. And thank you so much for the raid. My name is Soroka, the Magpie Treasure Hunting VTuber, and today we are playing more of the games inside of the Games for Gaza bundle. And today, right now, joining me is Katarja, and we're playing The Ice, tragic role-playing game.
Hiya, Raiders. Welcome.
I gotta fix all this. There we go. All right. Shove this over to my other thing so I'm reading it properly. Basically just an aquarium owner simulator. Is a nice comfy game. Nice. I hope you had a great time with that. Alrighty. So, The Ice, a tragic role-playing game by Gravesnail. Written by Adria Ventures, layout and design by Gravesnail Games. Inspired by Belluar Studios' The Pale Beyond. Requires 2 players and 60 or more minutes. This LARP was developed on the unceded ancestral land of the Jamen and Tongva peoples who, in the face of ongoing settler colonialism, continue to claim their place and act as stewards of their ancestral lands as they have for the past 8,000 years. The game may become as emotionally as intense as you and your companions allow. You may encounter some, all, or none of this content. Horrible ways to die: starvation, drowning, freezing, violence against animals, violence against people, murder, suicide, and cannibalism. So, for you, Kat, especially, there are mechanics to stop the gameplay, but of course, if you also just feel free to say like we need to stop if at any point it becomes uncomfortable, and also let this serve as a warning to everybody watching, especially to our new raiders. That some of the games that we cover are deal with some heavy subjects. Watch your steps. Your time on The Ice is spent in scenes. Start with character creation on the following pages, scene 1, and then proceed sequentially until the end. Be cautious, you wouldn't want to spoil what The Ice has in store for you. Read and roleplay aloud. Take control of your narrative. When you might need guidance, there's a list of possibilities and bullet points to choose from. One final chill envelops you. When you want to pause the game, say, there is a crack in the ice. When you want to stop the game, say, I have succumbed to the ice, or decide on another method. And feel free to say either that or just say, like, pause or stop, or anything that sounds right to you.
Mm-hmm.
Before you begin, describe your character to the other survivors. What is your name, your pronouns? What has brought you to the ice? Possibilities. The generic cruise ship sunk and you are the only survivors. Your fishing boat is leaking. You've docked to no one where no one should to repair it. You came camping to see the lights. It is time to leave, but the car won't start. There's a treasure here, for the desperate. You have the map and little else. Guiding questions. How did you meet? Eons ago? Yesterday? How do you feel about each other? Would you kill them to survive? Kat, would you like to create your character first?
Well, I actually had a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Which ice are we wanting? Is this the Arctic, the Antarctic, or the mountains?
What do you feel?
I was sort of thinking the Antarctic,
The Antarctic ice sounds good to me.
because then there's penguins.
There's penguins. It will die horrible, terrible deaths, but at least there's penguins.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to describe your character then?
Sure. I am Sir Bartholomew Fairbridge, and I was on an expedition into the Antarctic, and I followed this rather queer penguin who got separated from his colony, and I don't know where I am.
All right. Uh, my name is then Madam Livingstone, and I am your assistant that followed you to this ice and followed you as you followed this other penguin. And now we're here. How did we meet?
Hmm. Well, if you're my assistant, I feel like we would have met like not too long ago. Like we would have met for the expedition.
Okay, so like maybe like a month ago,
Mm-hmm.
as we sailed down to Antarctica. How
Mm-hmm.
did we feel about each other?
Uh, I feel like you're a fine assistant.
Oh, well, I feel like you are perhaps a little unfocused, but otherwise a researcher of great renown. Uh, would you kill them to survive?
Not sure. Undetermined.
Yeah, I'm gonna also say undetermined. It'd be hard. It would be hard to kill one of the greatest living professors of the world, but who knows what can change on the ice. Scenes 1. Welcome. Walk 5 paces, then breathe in and out 5 times, slowly. What do you hear? The slow slosh of water under the ice is quiet, a low hum beneath the whipping wind you hear each precarious step, wondering when the ice will finally give out. Walk 5 paces, then breathe in and out 5 times, slowly. What do you smell? The ice, the wind, the water. Nothing out here wafts any scent, not even your body. You do smell everything when you come across a penguin's half-eaten body. Oh no. We found the penguin.
No, my penguin.
Walk 5 paces, then breathe in and out 5 times, slowly. What do you see? What did you see the last time you saw snow or ice? When was the last time you saw snow or ice?
Um. Hmm. I I feel like this would be not the first expedition, so I suppose it would be the last time I was in Antarctica.
Like a year ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Versus I have never been to the Antarctic. I am new to this whole thing. Walk 5 paces, then breathe in and out 5 times slowly. What do you feel? Cold winds shake you every so often, sweat evaporating, chilling your bones. Walk 5 paces, then breathe in and out 5 times slowly. What is touching you? Um, I would say that you feel me clinging to your arm because I'm unused to walking on the ice, and I'm
Hmm.
trying my best to stay balanced.
Fair enough.
Anything else that you can notice?
Uh, I don't really have anything to add.
Okay. 2. A light. It has been days in the dark, but you have kept moving, always moving. There is a fire in the distance. How do you approach? Who or what do you find? Possibilities. A lone, gruff fisherman. They have a hefty sled, several dogs and coolers, with what you presume is their catch. An abandoned fire. There were people once, maybe even recently. You see the remains of grits in a pot, stained clothes in a sleeping bag, and 2 boots, each of a different size and color. Or a group of scientists taking detailed information on the area. They have a proper camp set up, warm, water for baths, cooked and fresh food, 2 trucks and supplies to last a week. What goes horribly wrong? Who fucks up? Regardless of what you found, you were left worse than you started. What did you lose? Any?
I feel like we didn't walk that far. We just returned to our expedition. They have their camp. It's fine.
Mhm.
Nothing is going to go wrong.
Okay. We return to the expedition. Everything's going great. And then I knock over one of the camp stoves that's a little bit too close to the tent, and everything goes up in fire.
Oh no.
And so we can't put it out. We have to just get away as far away as possible.
Hmm. I guess we lost the tents then.
And probably everything else in it.
Yeah, and the sleeping bags, and the food.
Oops. Hee hee. Everything's going great. Couldn't be abided for even the end of the sentence. Yeah.
Well, that happened. Right. We'll have to get back to the boat, which I believe is that way. Everyone, gather up what's remaining. We'll do our best.
I'm so sorry, Professor.
Hmm. It just look at you glumly.
Oh, trapped. The first sign of anything in this damn barren landscape is a cave. You enter. It is worth any risk for warmth, shelter, maybe even food. How long does it take you to notice the bear hibernating at the end of this cave? It waits as the entrance to the cave behind you collapses. How do you fight the polar bear? You bunker down. No way out. What do you do to pass the time together until you die? After a week, the cave-in clears. You don't know how.
Okay.
I
Well,
escalated that quickly. Okay. Sorry, go
polar
for it.
bears don't exist in the Antarctic, so what do we want to replace this with?
Is there anything much other than like penguins?
Hmm.
I don't think there
You know,
is there?
I purposefully didn't read too far into the rulebook because it said not to. Shit.
Yeah, no, this is all good. Uh why don't we say we notice so we go into the cave
Hmm.
seeking shelter, and we notice that there is a crack in the ice of the cave
Hmm.
that threatens to open up if we move too quickly.
Hmm.
Uh how long does it take us to notice this?
Well, I probably wouldn't. We've already established that I'm absent-minded, and clearly I rely on my expedition members to not die.
Mm-hmm. Uh maybe after like we've huddled in there for an hour, someone goes like, "Hey, does anyone else see the crack in the floor of the cave?"
Yeah, could have been like quietly growing while we didn't notice.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Maybe we tried to light a fire or something, and the heat cracked it further.
Hmm.
Uh, and then it wakes as the entrance to the cave behind you collapses. How do you fight the polar bear? So, the cave entrance collapses, and the ice starts to really break apart. How do we fight that? Hey, Demi,
Oh.
good to see you. You're doing well. Hope you had a good time with Neo Tokyo.
Um, I feel like maybe there is like an alternate way out of the cave, but
Mm-hmm.
the only way to get to it is to like
Go
either
into the.
sacrifice someone or use our clothes as rope. We have to,
Mm.
yeah, because you don't really fight water.
Not if you want to win.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, maybe we have to sacrifice some of our layers of clothing to build a rope to climb up to a different entrance. But first, we bunker down, no way out. What do you do to pass the time together until you die?
While we figure out the way out and make a rope. Hmm. Well, clear. This isn't the toughest situation I've ever been in. Last expedition, there was this terrible, like, flock of penguins assaulting us. We'll get out of this perfectly fine. I don't know. Tell stupid stories.
Sounds like a good time. I'm sure you have plenty, Professor. And after a week, the cave-in clears. You don't know how, but we're in pretty rough shape, obviously. But
Hmm.
we managed to get out. The stars, the seas. You remember a story about the stars. What is it? Share the story with your companion. You see a shimmering path above you, a fleeting rainbow crossing the sky. It is ready to take you home. You will not go, but you follow it anyways for a short while. You reach a broken section of the ice, still water and resting in front of you. You embark. Who falls overboard? How do you save them? So I will say for the story about the stars that I heard a legend once that stars were sneezed into existence by the sun god. He had a really bad nose itch one time, and he sneezed and scattered the stars all over the night sky. Not very scientific, I know, but it's always stuck in my head.
Yes, well. Sounds like the sun has quite a bad case of allergies.
So that's the good thing about this place. No allergies to speak of. So we embark into the water. Who falls overboard, and how do you save them?
Hmm.
Do you want to say the professor falls overboard? Maybe gets a little too absent-minded looking at something in the water.
Yeah.
How do we save them? Maybe probably have to get everybody to pull up um pull on the professor to hoist them back into there, and we get lots of water in the boat, and we're all shivering, and everybody's very cold now, very miserable.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be
Yeah.
lurking. No worries, Demi. Thanks so much for lurking. Take a break. All right. Ooh, how you doing so far, Kat?
Fine. Just struggling with the creative roleplay.
Mm-hmm. It's a difficult thing to get into. It's a it's hard to do, especially like on stream and also on get at the spur of a moment. But I appreciate you taking the time to do this all the same.
Oh, good.
Ready to move on?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 5, the ice. You find a wet crack, a point in the ice that is not frozen solid. You haven't grown desperate enough to risk your tongue sticking to the ice for a drip of water yet. But this crack, if you can thaw it, you can drink from it instead of the salt water below. You look closer, inspecting weak points. You see your reflection. What do you look like? Your reflection blurs, warps, twists. There is someone else here below the ice. Their hand slowly crawls up and breaks the ice. You grab the frozen hand. Who do you free?
Mm-hmm.
So, first, our reflection. What do you look like, Professor?
I feel like scraggly beard, like long scraggly beard, glasses, a little bit disheveled, but like still gentlemanly.
Even under these circumstances, a gentleman always persists.
Mhm.
Um, I think the assistant is not doing nearly as well, not having been as acclimated, and looks very tired and very very weak, very low energy,
Mm.
um, and getting pretty thirsty. Uh, but you grab the frozen hand. Who do you free?
I want to say it's like maybe it's like a member of a previous expedition who died and I never thought I'd see again.
Someone who wasn't so lucky last time.
Hmm.
Do you remember anything about them?
Um, I feel like it would be funny if they're also like a female grad student assistant. I just, just
Yeah,
didn't
no,
need to
I
mention this.
yeah, it's like whoops. This is why the I suddenly needed another assistant for this trip. Haha. Oh, funny story. I think at that point, I would start to slow it would start to slowly dawn on me just how terrible everything is suddenly going,
Hmm.
and what's gonna happen. Possibilities. What does your culture know? Oh wait, what do we? Huh? Oh, okay, okay. This is continuing on from what do we grab?
Mm.
What does your culture know of the ice? Who did they depict?
Oh,
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 okay.
did they want us to do
I
like,
think they intended it more to be like a hallucination, but I'm good with this. This is good.
yeah, this is fine.
How do they help you?
Oh.
Did they perhaps the other assistant had a like a compass or something?
Yeah, I want to say either a compass or like they still have like a sealed flask of lantern fluid or something
Hmm.
on them.
Do you prefer one or the other?
Uh, I'll let you decide. I'm not sure.
Sure. Yeah, lantern fluid sounds real nice right now.
Mm.
Lantern fluid that we could definitely use to start like a little fire somewhere, or use it to actually like light up where we're going.
Mhm.
Hunger. When you sleep, what do you dream of? What comforts do you miss the most? Uh,
Mm.
what do you dream of? What comforts do you miss the most, Professor?
I could really go for some chocolate. This is me
Oh,
speaking, but it works for the professor as well.
that would be very nice, Professor. I miss a nice warm bath.
Mm.
It's it's nice to have water that doesn't uh, chill you to the bone. What do I dream of? Um, if it's anything like my own time at university, I dream of constantly failing my classes.
Mm.
What about you, Professor? What do you dream of?
Uh, I feel like the actual answer to this would be the like all the dead people from the expeditions, but he's just gonna go like, "Oh, I just dream of my wife back in Britain."
Damn. It comes behind your dreams, in the shadows. Sleep for dinner and lunch and breakfast is no longer enough. It follows as you trudge through the snow, hungry. Do you hear it? See it in your next dream. tall and gaunt as if a thin pine tree was walking alongside you. In a glimpse of daylight, you see its true form, desiccated skin over bones, eyes buried deep within sockets, and yellowed, rotting nails. You know in your bones it is a Wendigo, and it is hungry. You are starving. What will you eat to rid yourself of it? Probably start chewing on, uh, like a belt or something that I've had. Feeling nice, pretending it's a nice piece of beef jerky. Uh, doesn't taste anything like it, but if I pretend hard enough, maybe it'll go away. What about you, Professor? Professor?
Oh shit, I was muted. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Uh, I feel like the professor would like he would go out scouting to see if he can find any animals to hunt, and then he would sneak like this tiny bit of rations left over in his
Uh,
coat that he didn't want anyone else to have.
no wonder he survived all his expeditions. He was hiding things from everybody. Number 7, a friend. You are running out of time. There is no more food, no more fish, and the darkest part of winter has just begun. What do you say to your companion? What plan can you make? You each see a shadow in the distance. You are busy preparing for everything to go wrong, again, and you do not see everything else disappear. The shadow nears. You shout for them to stop. Did you? Shout. You take a few paces forward, your vision sharpened, squinting against the bright sun. It is not trouble. An old friend has joined you. Who are they? How did they get here? When was the last time you spoke? How did they save your life?
Hmm.
An old, exploring rival of the professor.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. It's like a rival expedition who are clearly doing much better than us.
Mm-hmm. Probably because they don't put their flammables so close to the tent. Um, how did they get here? I probably the same way we did, probably on a
Mhm.
overland on the expedition. When was the last time that you two spoke?
Ah, I think that would have been a conference about 6 years ago. We didn't part on very good terms.
Well, hopefully you can find some way to make up, Professor, because we need their help. How do they save your life? Probably just give us some rations and
Hmm.
whatnot.
Forced to Professors forced to swallow their pride and join the rival expedition.
Damn,
Yeah.
the worst thing you can think of. A way out. Your time has come. Leave this place. Leave these people. Walk past the ice. Find warmth where you can. I think the intention is that we're suffering from so much hypothermia that like
Mm,
we do the thing that people do when they're hypothermic, where they just walk out into the winter and take off all their clothes.
hmm.
Uh, I think, but I mean, I don't know. Your call. How you want to end this?
Uh, I feel like we get to live. We didn't really like go too much into the cannibalism or whatnot. So I feel like we were about to, but the
Mhm.
rival expedition helped and made. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that sounds good. We've been thoroughly humbled, and probably several people died.
hmm
But we live, we persist. For those left, a more structured, out of character debrief. What was exciting? Where did you find hope? Um, any thoughts on that?
Um, hmm.
I
To be
think.
perfectly to be
Sorry.
perfectly honest, I don't think because we didn't get like super duper into it and in
Yeah,
depth, I didn't really get too, I didn't get that deep.
yeah. I feel like this would have been like I think the prime way to do this to get like the most like in character stuff is like to actually be physically doing this in like the same room or something
Hmm.
and like act it out. But
You did
um
say it was a LARP, yeah.
yeah, it's just kind of obviously that's not something that we can do. So um I hope it was still a good time regardless, or at least
Yeah,
interesting.
that was interesting.
Uh, what was hard, despairing, draining? When were you concerned?
Hmm. I was concerned during the bit with the cave for
Hmm.
out of roleplay reasons of like shit, we don't have bears.
Yeah, we don't have any bears here. Gotta think of something else.
Hmm.
How else could this have ended? What alternate version lives on? Uh, I mean, how else could this have ended? Would have been deeply ironic if it was the assistant who went overboard and
Hmm.
couldn't be saved, and then it turns out there's now two assistants under the ice.
Yeah, that or like the assistant realizes that the professor has sacrificed many an assistant
Hmm.
and kills the professor.
For the good of all assistants in the world. How are you different from your character? How are you similar? I'm.
uh, oh, you go.
I was gonna say I haven't been to the Antarctic. How am I similar? I also fuck up in spectacular fashion.
Hmm. Uh, I'm not a British aristocrat.
Yeah, that's a pretty big difference. Anything similar between you two though?
Um, I really like penguins and chocolate.
Who doesn't really?
Yeah. And like if I didn't have like, a fear of death, I would totally just follow one of those penguins that just walks into nothingness. It's
Hmm.
just like, where are you going, little buddy?
Take me with you. Will you take this story on with you past the ice? What is best left behind? Um, I'll probably put it in the back of my mind as another reminder that like uh cold like surviving cold is miserable
Mm,
and perilous, like Jacob Geller's hit video to start a fire.
mm-hmm. That's a good video.
It is a very good video. um what is best left behind? Probably the professor. we don't
Probably.
we don't need any more British aristocrats in the world. But what about yourself, Kat?
Um, I don't know. Yeah, to be perfectly honest, that's my answer. I don't really know.
That's totally okay. Yeah, I definitely feel I definitely get the feeling like we were meant to take these scenes and like really flesh them out, but obviously
Mm,
there's only so much we can do
mm-hmm,
sitting here on Discord. And I'm not like a very good role player, so
mm-hmm.
uh it would be difficult for me. But it's an interesting story, and I do like the thought behind it, like this kind of whole things go from bad to worse. And as someone intimately familiar with how much cold sucks, it's very believable.
Yeah.
uh any last thoughts not in these questions here?
Just like I thankfully don't have to deal with the cold very much. I live in a very temperate place, but like I always like games that like are set in like very cold settings. They're very I want to say quiet, but that's not quite the word, but they have vibes.
Like there's kind of like a solemn
Solemn.
quietness
Mm-hmm.
of like there's not like a lot of activity, everything's kind of like hiding and trying to stay warm.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of feeling, like in the long dark or something,
Yeah.
which obviously doesn't mean that, like, it's there isn't like activity or anything. It's just you just don't really hear much of anything besides maybe like the wind.
Mm-hmm. No dampens.
Hmm. Just a very very like specific soundscape.
But yeah. No, this was interesting. It just yeah, I feel like it would be better if we could like if we just could get more into it, like in
Hmm.
person and like had a bit more of a ideas.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it's specific. Like I think it's meant like you can kind of just make up whatever, but it is unfortunate that it specifically says like the bear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then like obviously if we go like Antarctica, which I'm pretty sure it literally says, if we looked at it, uh, like the ice, um, we kind of unfortunately went like, yeah, like let's go to the Antarctic because it's got
Mm-hmm.
penguins, and then it's like, oh well, that means there's no bears, and then
Yeah.
it's just kind of very specifically like there is a bear here, and it's kind of hard to think of like some other
Mm-hmm.
metaphor for bear.
Yeah, like I guess when it says it's like based on that those tribes, it's sort of intending you to be in the Arctic, like North America.
Hmm.
But also, then why is there a penguin on the first page?
Yeah, false advertising.
Hmm.
I mean, there's yeah, like there's the Yeti Scotty, which is Norse, Yukiona, which is Japanese, and Kali Kansards. Greek and Balkan folklore tell these small hairy beasts seeking to cut down the world tree. They skitter out of the ice but do not run.
Hmm.
Wild. Um yeah, like there's just different kinds of ice, but obviously I think the other issue with like choosing Antarctica that didn't come up until we noticed is like, well, there's not really a lot of like cultural things around the ice in Antarctica because nobody lives there.
Hmm.
So it's not like we can't like pull on local folklore to think of what's around us because people don't live there.
What do you mean, Woka? You don't believe in the modern folklore of the secret aliens and Nazis living in Antarctica?
The Nazi UFO bases in Antarctica. This is true, I suppose. We could like maybe our characters hallucinate being helped by space aliens. I Anything is possible, really. But thanks for playing, and thank you so much for joining me, Kat. Eddie, I forgot to ask this of our first guests, but is there any kind of special projects or anything you'd like us to know about before you go?
Uh, uh, um, uh, I, I, I don't stream.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I know you were thinking about streaming at some point for Star Wars month.
maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, if so, they can catch you over on twitch.tv/Katarja.
Hmm.
Um, But anything else to share?
Aw, thanks, Fizz. In personal news, I'm getting back into dip pens. I'm trying to learn drawing.
Ooh, nice. Well, if you ever feel like posting any of that, do let us know because
Hmm.
I'd love to see your drawings.
Maybe when like a few months that I've actually gotten any practice.
Yeah, no worries.
Hmm.
Well, we're very excited either way, and hope that you have a great time with those pens.
Hmm.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to everybody who made this possible. For to Fizz, Lowen, Aralea, Nash, as well as Kat. Um,
Don't forget yourself, the Soroka VTube.
this is true, but I mean, like these are special guests. Like I don't usually thank myself for really anything, but especially I don't like, thank myself for coming onto my own stream. That's just kind of a given. But thank you for reminding everybody, Kat. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and um, talk about my announcement. But since you're here, Kat, and because you don't do a lot of streaming yourself, would you like to suggest a raid target tonight?
Oh, let's see.
Fizz says, thank you, Soroka, for having us over and raising money. Well, thank you very much for helping to spread the word. Thanks for helping to join in for so many of these games. And thank you so much for the donations that you've all done. It really means a lot to me to get this much support on this project.
Yeah. I'd say either Lumi or Lancer Faye. Lumi doing Dark Souls, Lancer doing art.
Am I following Lancer Faye yet? Let me check. Because I think I rated Lumi like last.
Mm.
Uh, I'm not following Lancer Faye yet. Do you want to DM me their like Twitch username just so I don't fuck it up?
Right. Yeah, I personally don't watch her very much, but I know she's a cool like Android VTuber and does nice art.
Sounds good to me. Oh, sorry. Can you send it to this Discord account?
Oh, right, of course. Wrong one, wrong one. There we go.
Perfect. Thanks, Kat. Any last words before we go?
I hope everyone has a lovely evening.
Me too. Thanks so much for joining. I'm just going to go over my announcement and then we'll send everybody over to Lance Bay. So have a good night, Kat. Thanks so much for joining.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty. So let's quickly talk about what we're doing the rest of this week and then we'll send you off to Lancer Faye. Alright. So, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time / 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we'll be playing some more Dragon's Dogma 2. We gotta go hunt for drakes. That's what we're doing. Yes, we're hunting for drakes. Because we gotta power up some artifact, but I don't really know why we're doing that. I don't know the good reason for that. On Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time / 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we'll be starting Star Wars Republic Commando, which is because it's May, we always like to start a Star Wars game here in May. And what better one to do this year than the one time they made a kind of tactical shooter? Uh, it's pretty cool. And then on Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time / 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we'll be playing some Final Fantasy IX. We managed to get clear of the mist, but we've uncovered something very, very interesting. Some very, very interesting, but also kind of fucked up discoveries in that sleepy village. Good thing we've got an airship to get us out of here, so we never have to think about it ever again. All right, so that is all I have for you tonight. So let's go ahead and uh, send you off over to Lancer Faye. I hope you all have a great night, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for some Dragon's Dogma 2. All right, have a great night, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.